Imagine a body of water sealed off from the surface for over 20 million years. No sunlight, no air, no external contact, just silence and time. Deep beneath Antarctica's thickest glacial layers lie over 400 subglacial lakes, entire aquatic systems completely cut off from the rest of the planet. These lakes are entombed beneath up to 4 kilometers of solid ice, locked away since a time when the Earth looked entirely different. Some of them, like Lake Vostok, are the size of entire countries. Yet no river feeds them, no light touches them, and no one really knows what's inside. These lakes remain completely undiscovered until radar and seismic imaging in the mid-20th century started to reveal strange echo voids beneath the ice sheet. What scientists found changed everything. Large, active bodies of liquid water that shouldn't logically exist in the world's coldest region. The implications are staggering. These lakes aren't fossilized. They're alive, chemically active, thermally stable, and geologically dynamic. Some might even host entire ecosystems untouched by modern biology. We're not just talking about frozen puddles. These are ancient oceans beneath a continent of ice, isolated since before humans walked the Earth, possibly even since the age of dinosaurs. If life exists down there, it didn't just survive, it evolved alone. And that raises a haunting question. What kind of life survives where time stands still? If there's one place on Earth that feels more like an alien planet than our own, it's Lake Vostok. Buried beneath nearly 4 kilometers of Antarctic ice, Lake Vostok is the crown jewel of subglacial mysteries. It's the largest of Antarctica's hidden lakes, stretching over 250 kilometers in length, and it's been sealed off from the surface for at least 15 million years. That means the water inside hasn't touched air or sunlight since the early Miocene, when Earth was still ruled by saber-toothed predators and dense jungles. But here's what makes Lake Vostok so astonishing. It's not just a frozen tomb. It's a pressurized, heated, and actively circulating environment. Geothermal energy from the Earth's mantle warms it from below, while the massive ice sheet above insulates it from freezing. This creates a closed system where life, if it exists, would be unlike anything we've seen. Russian scientists began drilling toward the lake in the 1990s, facing intense pressure, both physical and political, to avoid contamination. In 2012, they finally breached the upper water layer and retrieved a sample. What they claimed to find was shocking: traces of unidentified microbial DNA, unlike any known life form on Earth. Skeptics questioned the validity. Was it contamination, a lab error, or had we just touched something truly alien, not in space, but right here beneath our feet? If Lake Vostok harbors life, it could be the closest Earth has ever come to discovering life as it might exist on other planets. No sunlight, no photosynthesis, no oxygen from the surface, and yet, maybe life thrives. The idea of a functioning ecosystem without sunlight used to be almost unthinkable. Yet in the deep oceans, we've discovered hydrothermal vent communities, entire food chains powered not by light but by chemosynthesis. Bacteria feed on minerals and gases released from beneath the seafloor, forming the base of ecosystems that exist in total darkness. Could similar systems exist in Antarctica's subglacial lakes? The pressure in these lakes is intense. The temperatures are near freezing and nutrients are scarce. But life, as it turns out, is astonishingly resourceful. If microbial organisms evolved to use iron, sulfur, or even methane for energy, they might have survived, adapted, and continued evolving for millions of years, completely isolated from the outside world. This creates a unique possibility: parallel evolution. Microbes in these ancient lakes may have taken completely different biological paths than any life found elsewhere on Earth. Their DNA, biochemistry, even their cell structures could challenge everything we know about the limits of life. And the implications stretch far beyond Antarctica. If life can survive, or even originate, in such an extreme sealed environment, it strengthens the case for life on Europa, Enceladus, and other icy moons with subsurface oceans. In studying these lakes, we're not just looking into the past. We may be peering into other possibilities for life across the cosmos and discovering that Earth still holds alien secrets of its own. What happens when you open something that's been sealed off from the planet for 15 million years? The prospect of drilling into ancient subglacial lakes isn't just exciting, it's potentially dangerous. These lakes have been isolated for so long that whatever microbial life exists within them could be utterly incompatible with modern ecosystems. With no exposure to current-day viruses, bacteria, or genetic drift, the organisms inside may represent a biological lineage untouched by extinction events, pandemics, even evolution as we understand it. That's what makes these lakes not just scientific gold mines, but also potential biohazards. When Russian scientists breached Lake Vostok in 2012, critics immediately raised alarms. What if we contaminate a pristine alien biosphere? What if something ancient and highly virulent is accidentally released? The lake's environment is hyperpressurized, anoxic, and chemically unique. Microorganisms adapted to such conditions might behave unpredictably in our world. Or worse, could possess dormant traits evolved in isolation that no immune system on Earth is prepared to handle. It's the classic dilemma of deep science. The deeper you dig, the less control you have. At the same time, not studying these lakes feels equally irresponsible. They could hold answers to the origin of life, the resilience of biology, even clues to life on other planets. But unlocking that knowledge may come with a price. So we face a chilling paradox. The most untouched water on Earth might be the most dangerous. Lake Vostok is just one. There are hundreds more, untouched, unstudied, and unknown. While Vostok gets the headlines, it's only the tip of the subglacial iceberg. Scientists have identified over 400 subglacial lakes beneath Antarctica, each sealed beneath kilometers of ancient ice. Some are small, like hidden ponds. Others span the size of large cities, and many are still completely unexplored. Take Lake Whillans, for instance. It lies just 800 meters below the surface, comparatively shallow. And in 2013, scientists managed to retrieve water samples. What they found confirmed the unthinkable: living microbes in an oxygen-poor, sunlight-deprived, high-pressure environment. Not fossils, not remnants. Life, thriving, active. Now consider this. If life is found in a relatively accessible lake like Whillans, what might await in the deeper, older, and more isolated systems like Lake Mercer or Ellsworth, where no samples have yet been retrieved? Each of these lakes is a biological black box, containing its own chemistry, its own temperature balance, its own history. Some may be geothermally heated, others connected by hidden channels. Some may have been sealed for millions of years longer than Vostok. And if even one of them contains a complex ecosystem, it will shatter assumptions about how and where life can exist, not just on Earth, but in the universe. We stand at the edge of a continent, but more than that, we stand at the edge of the unknown. What if the most profound discovery of the 21st century isn't in space, but locked beneath the oldest ice on Earth? Antarctica's subglacial lakes are more than just geographical oddities. They are time capsules, sealed ecosystems, and possibly even the closest analogs to extraterrestrial oceans we can ever touch. And yet, for all our technology, all our satellites, and all our research stations, we've barely scratched the surface. What lies beneath may reshape our understanding of biology, evolution, and planetary systems. If life has survived, or even evolved, in total isolation, it forces us to ask, is Earth more alien than we thought? Are we just one version of what life can be, shaped by sunlight and oxygen, while other forms, darker and stranger, grew in silence? There's a haunting beauty to the idea that beneath our own feet lies a world so unfamiliar that it might as well be Mars or Europa. These lakes aren't just scientific frontiers, they are philosophical ones. They challenge our ideas of where life belongs, what conditions it requires, and whether it truly needs us to bear witness. So we return to the question, what happens in water that hasn't seen sunlight since megafauna roamed the Earth? The answer may not be comforting. It may not even be safe. But one thing is certain, the oldest secrets of life are not behind us. They're buried, frozen, and waiting.